I'm sitting here with a beer watching chaos unfold like the world's worst reality show, and honestly, should probably feel guilty. Don't though. So rewind. I've been with Chloe, 27, for 4 years. Engaged for 1. Wedding was supposed to be in 3 months. I, a 29-year-old idiot in love, had saved up 35 grand for this dream wedding. Yeah, I know. Nuts. But hey, I wanted to give her the day she'd always pictured. We started off great. Booked this gorgeous historic mansion, locked down the photographer, the band, florist, the whole Pinterest board dream package. Everything was in my name since, I was the one paying. Chloe seemed happy enough. Enter stage left, her parents. Roland, who owns half the car dealerships in town, and Lorraine, who I swear has a full-time job spending his money. 2 months ago, they decide they want to contribute. By contribute they mean, surprise. We own your wedding now. Roland writes a $40,000 check, and suddenly it's the Whitmore show. Cancel the mansion, they said. We need the country club. Better optics. The photographer's too artsy. We'll use our family friend. Oh, and the guest list? Needs to triple. We have business associates to impress. I pushed back. Sorry, I thought this was a wedding, not a trade convention? Chloe pulls me aside with her serious face. Babe, they're paying now. It's only fair they get input. Input is one thing, I say. Redesigning the whole wedding is another. They are paying $40K, Tristan. And I already paid $15K in deposits. Who's reimbursing me? They will. Spoiler, they didn't. Fast forward to last Tuesday. I'm at work, phone rings. Not Chloe. Not even Roland. Nope. Lorraine herself. Tristan, darling, we need to discuss the rehearsal dinner. I've booked the yacht club. I blink. What? We already have Fratelli's booked. That little Italian place. Remember? Cancelled it this morning. The yacht club has better optics for Roland's clients. You cancelled my reservation? Well, we're paying now, so really it was our reservation. I hung up before I said something that would require legal representation. Immediately called Chloe. Your mom cancelled Fratelli's. She found a better place, Chloe said, like this was totally normal behavior. With whose money did I put down that deposit? Tristan, stop being difficult. My parents are spending $40K. It's their money. Their wedding now. Their wedding? You know what I mean. They're paying so they get final say. Final say. The words hit me like divine inspiration. Oh, I said. Fair enough. Really? Oh good. I knew you'd understand. She had no idea. Every vendor contract was still in my name. Venue, catering, flowers, band, photographer. Me. Her parents had just been writing checks to cover my deposits and balances. So if they wanted final say? Sure. Let them. With signatures and credit cards attached. That night, I called my buddy who's an event coordinator. Explained the situation. There was a long pause, then he burst out laughing. You're really going to do this? You're going to hand it all over? They want final say. They can have it. All of it. He actually had to put the phone down, he was laughing so hard. So Wednesday morning I went full nuclear option. Called every single vendor. Explained I needed to transfer the contracts to Roland Whitmore. Since we were 3 months out and no final payments had come due, most vendors were like, sure, whatever, just get his John Hancock and card on file. The venue coordinator in particular perked right up. Oh, the Whitmores? We've dealt with them before. This should be interesting. By Thursday I had everything printed, signed, stapled, and compiled into a neat folder. Contracts, deposit responsibilities, payment schedules, vendor contacts. The whole binder of doom. I tucked it under my arm and drove straight to Chateau Whitmore that evening. Roland himself opened the door, wearing his usual I own 3 BMWs in your soul expression. Tristan. Wasn't expecting you. Hey Roland, I said cheerfully, holding up the folder. Since you and Lorraine are paying for the wedding and get final say, I figured you should handle the contracts too. I handed him the folder. The man went from smug to wait, what the hell is this, in 3 seconds flat. What's this? Transfer paperwork, I said, grinning. All the vendor contracts. They'll need your signature and your credit card by Monday, or they'll cancel everything. Congratulations, the wedding is officially in your name now. Lorraine appeared from behind him like a soap opera villain. What's happening? Tristan's giving us the wedding contracts, Roland said slowly, flipping through the papers. Well, of course we're paying for it, she sniffed, grabbing the folder. Then her face froze mid-page turn. Wait, these say we're responsible for all deposits and damages. Yep. Your wedding, your responsibility. Fair enough, right? I said, sipping invisible tea. Her eyes narrowed. But you already paid deposits, which you never reimbursed. Consider them my wedding gift. Also, fun fact, you've got about 70 grand in outstanding balances due in the next 6 weeks. Payment schedules are all neatly highlighted in there. Roland's face went from pink to plum. 70,000. Well yeah, I shrugged. You tripled the guest list, remember? Catering alone jumped from 8 grand to 23. The band had to bring in extra musicians, the photographer hired a second shooter. Oh, and Lorraine's little orchid obsession? Doesn't come cheap. It adds up. This is insane, he snapped. No, Roland. This is what you wanted. Your money, your final say, your contracts. Chloe made it very clear. I walked out before their heads exploded on the marble foyer. Driving home, my phone lit up like Times Square. Chloe. I sighed and answered. What did you do? She screamed. Gave your parents what they wanted. Full control. You can't just dump this on them. Why not? It's their wedding, right? Their money, their final say. Come back right now and fix this. Can't. Not my problem. I'm not on any contracts anymore. Legally, I'm just a guy with a beer now. Tristan. This isn't funny. Fair enough, right? Click. Hung up. Friday morning, Roland calls the venue to say there was a misunderstanding, and the contract should stay in my name. The venue coordinator, bless her petty little soul, told him that wasn't possible without my signature. Guess who's not giving it? Then Lorraine tried her hand with the caterer, complaining about the pricing. The caterer explained in painful detail that the increase was due to her changes: premium menu, triple guest list, special meals for 50+ people. Oh, and apparently Lorraine promised all her country club buddies personalized meals. Michelin-star delusions on a wedding budget. Saturday, Chloe finally darkened my doorstep. First time she'd been to my apartment in weeks since she basically moved back into mommy and daddy's McMansion. She stood there, hands on hips. Tristan, please. You've made your point. What point? I asked innocently. I agreed with you. They're paying, they get final say. You know what you did? Transferred responsibility to the people in charge. That's all. The florist wants 15,000 for flowers. My mom upgraded to orchids and tablescapes for 300 people. That's actually a good deal, I deadpanned. Take the contracts back. Nope. Your parents wanted control. They got it. They're saying they won't pay then. Guess there's no wedding. She started crying, not sad crying, angry crying. You're ruining everything. I'm not on any contracts anymore. I'm literally doing nothing. That's the point. You're supposed to be helping like before? Yeah, before your parents steamrolled everything we planned. That's different. How? I asked. She opened her mouth, closed it, stormed out, slammed the door hard enough to scare my neighbor's cat. Sunday was suspiciously quiet. Too quiet. Then Monday morning my phone rang. Roland again, but this time on speakerphone. His voice boomed through the line. Tristan, I've got my attorney here. My boss gave me the kind of look you give when you're silently begging HR to have the security guard on speed dial, then ducked back into his office. Smart man. Chloe wasted no time. She was already in 5th gear before we even cleared the front door. The venue is threatening to cancel, she snapped, arms folded so tight I thought she'd cut off her circulation. Not threatening, I corrected. They will cancel if not paid by Friday. Words matter. Her eyes narrowed. Then pay them. Not my contract, I said, enjoying how calm I sounded compared to the human fire alarm standing in front of me. She pulled out her phone like it was a weapon. I'll Venmo you right now. Just take the contracts back. I couldn't help laughing. That's not how contracts work, Chloe. Your parents would actually have to sign them back over. You know, adult signatures on adult paperwork. That whole thing. They won't do it, she hissed, glaring like this was somehow my fault. Why not? I asked, genuinely curious how she was about to spin this circus act. Here's where it got interesting. Turns out Roland and Lorraine weren't just disorganized, they were running an actual strategy session straight out of the How to Ruin Your Daughter's Engagement playbook. Their genius plan? Refuse to sign the contracts back over, refuse to pay, and wait for me to panic and swoop in to save the wedding. Chloe actually said this to my face. So, their plan is basically hostage negotiation? They're willing to ruin your wedding to win a power play? I asked, eyebrow raised. It's not like that, she said weakly. It's exactly like that, I shot back. This isn't chess, Chloe, it's your wedding. And your parents just moved their queen backwards. Just fix this, she snapped. No. That's when she grabbed my phone out of my hand. I'll call them myself. I just stared at her. That's theft. I'm your fiancée. I tilted my head. Are you though? That one landed like a missile. She froze, blinked, and then slowly handed my phone back like it was radioactive. No more words. Just to stomp out the door. Thursday, I get a call from telltales. Remember the rehearsal dinner Lorraine supposedly canceled? Surprise. She never actually canceled it. She just told me she did. The owner's voice was polite, but you could hear the exhaustion. Mr. Blake, we haven't heard from you in weeks. The dinner is in 10 weeks. We need numbers. Well, there's been a change. The Whitmore family will be handling this. Pause. Then his tone shifted from polite to oh no, not them. Oh, them. Apparently, telltales has Whitmore battle scars. He actually said, we require full payment up front from them. Bad history. Turns out the Whitmores are infamous for booking events, changing everything last minute, then disputing charges. They're basically Yelp's final boss. 3 restaurants in town won't even take their reservations anymore. I gave him Roland's number and then sent Roland a text. telltales needs payment, full amount up front. Good luck. Friday, D-Day for the venue. I was in a meeting when my phone started melting down. 27 calls, 62 texts. I turned it off and let corporate America have my full attention for once. After work, I turned it back on and it was a disaster feed. A venue? Cancelled. The band? Cancelled. Deposit was due same day. Photographer? Cancelled. Their 30-day payment clause kicked in. Caterer? Threatening cancellation. And one voicemail from Chloe, voice trembling with rage. It's over. The wedding is off. Are you happy now? Actually? Yeah. Kind of was. Saturday morning, Roland showed up at my apartment at 7 a.m. I opened the door in pajama pants and bed hair, beer fridge still humming from last night. Perfect ambience. You destroyed my little girl's wedding, he shouted. You destroyed it when you turned it into a power play, I shot back. We were trying to give her the best. No, you were trying to show off for your country club friends. The wedding Chloe and I planned was perfect for us. You made it about you. You vindictive little. I cut him off. Roland, you've got 5 seconds to leave before I call the police. He stomped off, but not before yelling from the hallway, you'll regret this. Doubt it, I muttered as I shut the door. Sunday I got a call from Jade, Chloe's friend. We'd always gotten along fine, mostly because Jade had a functioning sense of humor. Tristan, this is Jade. I'm not calling to yell. Refreshing, I said. What really happened? Chloe's story makes no sense. So I laid it all out. The Whitmore takeover, the final say nonsense, the contract transfer. Long silence on her end. Then she muttered, holy crap. They really thought you'd just roll over. Apparently. FYI, Lorraine is telling everyone you're abusive and controlling. Of course she is, I sighed. Want me to set the record straight? Nah, people will believe what they want. For what it's worth, she added softly, I think you dodged a bullet. I love Chloe, but she's become her mother lately. That hit like a sucker punch. Because damn, she wasn't wrong. Monday, a certified letter arrived from a law firm. The Whitmores were demanding 1. Pay all wedding cancellation fees. 2. Return the engagement ring. 3. Pay for emotional damages. I forwarded it to my lawyer friend, who laughed so hard he had to hang up and call me back later. They have nothing, he said when he finally caught his breath. You transferred contracts with their consent. The ring was a gift. Emotional damages? Please. Counter-sue for the deposits they never reimbursed. Not worth it. I just wanted this circus done. There, my lawyer said. I'll respond that they can pound sand, but, more professionally. This morning, Chloe texted me, can we talk without lawyers or parents? Me, sure. We met for coffee. She looked like she hadn't slept in a week, which, given her parents, was probably accurate. I screwed up, she said quietly. Yeah, I agreed. You let them take over everything. The wedding became theirs, not ours. You really weren't going to help? She asked, almost pleading. You told me they had final say. I respected that. You were teaching me a lesson. I shook my head. I was protecting myself from financial ruin. Your parents' demands would have cost me $100,000 by the time they were done. They said they'd pay, she argued weakly. Like they paid the deposits. Like they paid the venue. I gave her a look. Exactly. They said. What they wanted was control without responsibility. She just stared into her coffee, stirring it like it held the answers to life. The country club told them they need a $50,000 deposit, she muttered. Non-refundable. They freaked. I smirked. Karma's a beautiful thing. I loved you, she said suddenly. I loved you too, I answered. Past tense. Because of this. Because you chose them over us every time. For months. She nodded. Didn't argue. Just let it hang there. I'm keeping the ring, I said. Fair enough. I'm keeping the deposits too. Her head snapped up. That's like $15K. Cost of a lesson learned, I said. We parted ways. Probably for good. Final update. A lot's happened, and this is the last time I'm airing the Whitmore Chronicles. I'm ready to move on. First, their family meltdown went nuclear. Roland's lawyer sent my lawyer a formal response to our pound sand letter, offering to settle if I just returned the engagement ring. My lawyer replied with an itemized list of unreimbursed deposits totaling $15K and suggested they'd be better off dropping everything. Spoiler, they did. But the real drama? Oh, it came from an unexpected source. Remember Rebecca, the venue coordinator who was especially helpful? She called me a week later. Tristan, I know this is awkward, but I wanted you to know we had 3 couples on a wait list for your date. One of them is getting married this weekend thanks to your cancellation. Lovely people. They couldn't afford a Saturday originally. Your deposits made their dream possible. That actually felt good. Like karmic good. But then she added, lowering her voice like it was gossip hour, also, and this is unprofessional, but the Whitmores blacklisted themselves from every major venue in town. Word spreads in this industry. Apparently Lorraine had gone nuclear on every vendor, threatening lawsuits, leaving 1-star reviews like Yelp was her diary. She accused the photographer of conspiring with me, claimed the caterer was price gouging, and called the band unprofessional hacks. Newsflash, wedding vendors in this city are a tight-knit crew. They even have a Facebook group. Screenshots of Lorraine's unhinged emails were circulating like memes. Add in Roland's little credit card disputes, and suddenly 3 different vendors realized the Whitmores already owed them money from previous events. Then Chloe called me crying. No one will work with us. Mom's been banned from 2 vendor groups. Not my problem anymore. Did you do this? Your mom did this, I said flatly. I've been radio silent for 2 weeks. She sniffled. The country club withdrew their availability. Again, not my. Because Dad disputed their deposit charge. I actually laughed. He disputed a non-refundable deposit? He owns car dealerships. He knows how deposits work. This is all your fault, Tristan, she snapped. Your family did this to themselves. I just stopped enabling it. We're having to look at venues 2 hours away, she said miserably. Good luck with that. She hung up on me. Plot twist. Last Monday I got a LinkedIn message from Rebecca. Hey, weird question. Are you single now? Because my friend saw your whole story on TikTok and thinks you're her hero. Yeah. Someone, probably Jade, posted the whole saga on TikTok. It went sort of viral. 800K views last I checked. 800,000. That's more people than my hometown, all tuned in for the Whitmore wedding disaster hour. The comments section? A murder scene. And spoiler, it wasn't my body they buried, it was theirs. Lorraine and Roland are basically public enemy number 1 in the wedding talk world. Someone even made a remix of Lorraine's email rant over EDM beats. Catchy actually. I'm not interested in dating yet, but I thanked Rebecca for the ego boost. Seriously, Tristan, she said, you're like a folk hero now. The guy who took down the Whitmores. Ah yes, I replied. Robin Hood stole from the rich. I just told them to pay their own bills. Legend. Then Wednesday rolls around and Jade calls me, again. Okay, brace yourself, she says. Chloe's engaged. Engaged in what? Self-reflection? A lawsuit? Nope. Engaged. Like ring on finger engaged. It's been 3 weeks. I still have milk in my fridge older than that. To her ex from college, Jade added. Rebound city, population, Chloe. I just sat there mouth open. Her parents are thrilled, aren't they? Over the moon. His family owns a hotel chain. Destination wedding in Hawaii. I started laughing so hard I nearly dropped my phone. Those poor vendors. Nope, his family is handling everything. Chloe gets 0 say. Her parents get 0 say. It's karma perfection. I leaned back in my chair, grinning. So she's basically a guest at her own wedding? Incredible. Yup, Jade said. She's miserable, but she's going along with it because she's desperate to get married. That's actually kinda sad. The Chloe I fell in love with 4 years ago would have laughed in anyone's face if they tried to micromanage her life like that. But that Chloe vanished the second Lorraine's checkbook opened. And then, like a cherry on top, yesterday I got one final text from Roland. Despite everything, I hope you learned something from this. Oh buddy. I did. I sure did. I replied. I learned to recognize red flags, set boundaries, and never let someone with final say put my name on the line. Thanks for the education. He didn't respond. Probably busy disputing another non-refundable deposit. And for everyone asking if I regret nuking the wedding? Absolutely not. The relief I feel is worth every penny of those lost deposits. Think about it. I could have been married to someone who'd let her parents steamroll every decision, who valued their money over our relationship, who'd choose them over me every single time. Instead, I paid $15,000 for what I now call dodging bullets, a masterclass. Honestly, I'm thriving. My coworkers think I'm a legend. My boss even gave me a raise. Totally unrelated, but hey, I'll take the win. Next month I'm taking myself to Europe. Solo trip. Pasta in Italy, wine in France, not a single venue tour in sight. Paradise. So here's my TED Talk moment. To anyone dealing with boundary-stomping in-laws, you can't control them. But you can control what you accept. And the moment Chloe said, they get final say, she basically handed me a name tag that read afterthought table for one. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Oh, and Lorraine, since Jade tells me you've been hate scrolling TikTok, hi. Your daughter's wedding went viral for all the wrong reasons. Your country club friends definitely saw it. But sure, I'm the one who ruined your reputation. Fair enough. Fair enough. Edit. Since everyone's asking, yes, the deposits were really $15K. Venue $5K. Photographer $3K. Band $3K. Flowers $2K. Caterer $2K. When you're planning a $35K wedding, that's pretty standard. And yes, I really did just hand it all over. Worth every penny to watch the Whitmores discover that final say comes with final responsibility. Love this story? Like, share, and subscribe for more epic audio adventures. Stay curious and keep listening.